Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Arctic Air keeps your home or business comfortable. For more than 20 years, we've provided outstanding residential and commercial services through Southern Middle Tennessee. Whether you need assistance with your heat, air conditioning, preventive maintenance, or anything in between, trust our reliable team to get the job done. We'll take the time to figure out your specific needs and recommend what we believe is right and best for your situation.
We've been using Arctic Air for over 15 years now. Their service is great, they're here when we need them, and their prices are competitive. They take the worry out of the heat and air so I don't have to.
Arctic Air. When you need us, we'll be there.
Financial advisor Scott Beasley knows time spent with family is everything. As a founder of Beasley Wealth Management, his mission is to give clients the freedom to enjoy time with family without the burden of financial concerns. A local of Lawrenceburg, Scott deeply values building relationships with clients, ensuring they make informed decisions concerning asset management, tax planning, and retirement planning. Offering a free initial consultation, Beasley Wealth Management helps clients pursue their aspirations with confidence. A local law firm respected throughout the state. Generations of clients have turned to Boston, Holt, and Durham since 1948. We assist individuals and businesses with their legal needs, including real estate, property closings, personal injury, employment discrimination, and family law. Our clients get the personal attention and convenience of a hometown law firm with the resources and ability to handle any case. Come see us at Boston, Holt, and Durham.
Since opening our doors in 1904, Builtwell Bank has existed to be the local economic engine for the communities we serve. No matter if you're buying a car, saving for retirement, or finally buying that forever home, Builtwell Bank is here to help. From personal checking and savings accounts to a full suite of business and commercial banking with treasury management services, we'll make sure you'll have a dedicated Builtwell banker that understands your unique needs and stands by you every step of the way. No matter where you are in Tennessee or Northwest Georgia, there's likely a Builtwell Bank location nearby. Come see us and let our dedicated financial team help you with all of your banking needs. Member FDIC.
At C&B Linen, fast, friendly, and reliable service is our promise to you. Because you're not just a customer, you're family. From multi-use linen to branded floor coverings and a complete range of cleaning supplies, C&B Linen is here to make sure you have everything you need. From our high-quality products to our fast, friendly, and reliable service, you'll experience the difference with C&B Linen. Because you're not just a client, you're part of our family. You'll be winning with C&B Linen.
Got a dent, a ding, a scratch, or a bent fender? Major or minor, Car Country Collision Center in Leoma can fix you up. Car Country works with all insurance carriers, gives free estimates, can work on foreign and domestic vehicles, and has experience you can trust. They've been in business since 1990. Unfortunately, accidents happen, but you can get your car back on the road with as little hassle as possible with the help of Car Country. Call 931-852-4708 or stop by at 2567 Highway 43 South in Leoma.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome everybody here to X Sports Live with our new sponsor, as you guys can see here from our These awesome, are these Yetis?
Yeah.
These
These are
awesome
Yetis.
CMB Linen, our new sponsor here on X Sports Live. AJ Good, Dusty Kaiser, Clint Brazier will be joining us in the next segment, but we've got two special guests to get things going here. Guys, why don't you introduce yourselves to us here?
Well, I'll let you do it.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Anthony Wayne, and this is my wife, Lakeisha, and we are the owners and promoters of Premium Pro Wrestling that has been brought to you several times over the past course of last year, and now kicking this year off this Saturday at the National Guard Armory.
Which we were very excited with, and you can see it on tape delay on the X Sports Network coming up this Saturday as well. So, guys, just kind of give us a rundown of the event. Who's coming? What should we expect? And what time does this whole thing kick off?
Well, you're going to expect a family-friendly show. Something to do in the afternoons that's not your normal thing. Something normal. It's something to bring your grandma on. Something just... something to do. I hate to say it. I grew up here. But it's something to do in the afternoon that's not your normal.
Right.
And, what are you going to do with a family of 4 for under $50?
Yeah.
So,
and one thing, like she says, one thing we wanted to shoot for was if that new movie is coming out that day or something, and the kids were, oh my gosh, I've got to see this new. Well, you know what? You still can,
right?
Because you can come to us, you can come see wrestling, and you can still go to your movie.
Right.
You can still go out to your dinner that night and have your date, whatever else you wanted to
First
do.
NFL playoff game's not till 4:30.
Exactly.
So,
That's about the time we get done.
Exactly.
We're at the National Guard Armory here in Lawrenceburg at 2113 Helton Drive. Doors are opening at 1. Bell time is at 2. And we have a pretty decent little card backed up. We've got tag belts or tag teams coming, and we're part of the AIWF, which is a conglomerate of just a bunch of wrestling companies here in the country. And their world heavyweight champion is going to be defending Greg Anthony. He's going to be defending against...
he is actually in his second reign.
Sorry.
Ooh, okay.
He's a two-time now. Not too long ago, he regained that championship.
Okay.
And he is going to be defending against an up-and-comer by the name of David Jason Rose.
All right.
And Greg, I have actually known him for 20 years plus. Wrestled him myself. He beat me for a light heavyweight championship, the NWA Mid-South Light Heavyweight Championship years ago. Known him for a long time. David Jason Rose is a great up-and-comer, a good-sized guy. He's got the look, he's got the ability. The experience is coming along more every time he steps in the ring. And I like his chances, and so they'll be having a world's title match.
Awesome.
And we're also going to have a title versus title match.
Ooh.
Our own Premium Pro Wrestling heavyweight champion, Super Destroyer. He's going to be defending it against the Missouri champion, Bullwhip Ballard.
Ooh.
Now, if you want history on that one, you go to the historian. Like Dusty will tell you, this one's a walking encyclopedia of history of wrestling.
I've known, just talking with him before we came on, it's...
Well, this the Missouri State Championship, back in the day, it was seen as if you become Missouri State Champion, you were more than likely on your way to the NWA World Title. And that's the same. It's the same championship. It's that same lineage. I mean, we're talking names like Briscoe. We're talking names like Harley Race. We're talking names like Dory Funk Jr., Kerry Von Erich. That championship is one of the most prestigious belts that ever came along in this business. And they're going title for title. Winner take all.
Yeah. Dusty, no pressure on our call whatsoever. No pressure.
I've been looking forward to this, and I have to work Saturday.
Aww.
but I might be able to make it.
Okay.
I'm just going to put it out there to that. I've been looking forward to it, especially doing it with AJ.
Yeah.
We've talked about it for a long time.
This is going to be a busy day for me because I'm going from that event and then I'm calling a women's college basketball game later that evening. So I'm going from.
That's a gear switch.
It's a major gear switch.
I was part of y'all's last show.
You were there in the inauguration.
Yes. So I got to see Super Destroyer in action. Big guy. Gets around the ring really well to be a big guy.
Very.
So I haven't seen anything on the other guy from Missouri, but I think it should be a really good match.
Well, I'm going to be looking him up tonight.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got some major research I got to do
Yes.
before Saturday.
Trevor Bullwhip Ballard is no small guy himself. He's roughly the same size.
Okay.
So we're in the 6'2",
Over 6 feet
area.
tall.
Oh, yeah.
Over
Big
6
guys.
feet tall, well over 200 pounds. That match is going to be the hard hitter.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that ought to be a good one for sure.
What kind of how many matches you guys got on the card, and who else is going to be coming on Saturday?
We're going to have 6 big matches.
Okay.
You're going to be seeing Puerto Rican star Panther Rodriguez.
Okay.
Actually lives in Florida now, but he is a Puerto Rican wrestler, been around a long, long time. And he is going to be taking on a young man by the name of Caden Oliver.
No relation.
Yep, just strictly a coincidence. Roughhouse Rickard is going to be going up against a young man by the name of Logan Hendricks. Okay. There's going to be some matches on this card that's kind of the veteran and the up and comer, and that's going to be another one of those.
That's how you get better.
It's true.
There is going to be, you're going to see Chad Austin against Christopher Street. I think that's one that could, when you talk about experience level and that sort of thing, I think that's going to be one that'll be interesting to see. Could go either direction. Yeah. And another one that I think maybe a few surprises get pulled out in is going to be the tag team match. As it stands right now, the Dark Interns, masked tag team. Okay. They are set to take on the Yellow Jacket and Jason Perez, who have had success with us before. Yellow Jacket and Jason Perez have. So that should be an interesting tag team event. With them, they're not going to know what to expect from the interns. The Dark Interns they're a new team, so we'll see what that's all about.
Yeah. And all of that for $12 at the door. Yeah. Kids 5 and under are free. And come hungry. My brother-in-law, who Jason Kimbrell, he was the manager for Hardee's for years. Can make a killer hamburger. He will set y'all up and hook you up, and forget $5 meals, a $7 meal, and you'll be done for the rest of the day. So it's all going to be real good, and you know, we've been doing this just about a little over a year now.
This past January, last January 13th, as a matter of fact, was our first shot in town. And one of the main things that I want to stress with us is that when you come in our doors for Premium Pro Wrestling, you can think back to what you watched with Granddad. Yeah. You know, when you were watching Memphis Wrestling or WWF Wrestling Challenge or WCW Power Hour or whatever it might have been, you know, you can think back to those days.
Speaking of Memphis legends, do you want to tell?
Yes, absolutely.
He's got an announcement for this one.
Not only will we be seeing everyone, doors open at 1 p.m. this Saturday at the National Guard Armory. When you come back on March the 1st, Saturday, at our next event, you will get to meet and greet personal and up close with Memphis and WWE legend Downtown Bruno. Will be in the house that day.
Or he's also known as Harvey
Harvey
Whippleman.
In WWF, yes, he was known as Harvey Whippleman, manager of Psycho Sid.
Oh yeah.
Giant Gonzalez.
Didn't he have Kamala at one
Kamala,
point too? Yeah.
Yes, he
a
did.
number of them,
A whole bunch. And he's been around us for several years now, and
Great.
he's just a wealth of knowledge. Just he's been around so many of these guys that, you know, you're talking like your Rocks and all these guys that are coming from Memphis. He saw these guys cutting their teeth.
Right.
And it's just some of the stories that he has. It's just like, wow.
Well, he gave The Rock a place to stay in Memphis
That's
when
true.
he needed it. You know, that all that sort of thing. I mean, and I'm sure he'll have copies for sale that night. His book was great.
Yeah.
His book telling all his story was extremely good.
Yeah.
But we'll love having y'all there Saturday.
Oh yeah, I'm pumped. Looking forward to it.
We've talked about it for months.
Yeah, I mean it's I went like so many years in between wrestling shows, and then this past year when AEW Blood and Guts was in Nashville, I went just by myself, just having. It's like I need to be at a wrestling show because like every time WWE comes to Nashville, it's we've got games, we've got something going on, or you bringing new babies into the world, or someone's sick, and that tends to happen. So what got you guys into wrestling?
Me, it was my dad actually. My dad. I grew up here in Lawrenceburg. My dad was Peanut Oliver. And Daddy and Granny got me watching Memphis wrestling literally while I was in diapers. They sat us down when it used to be on Saturday morning. They would set us down. That was your babysitter while they were cleaning house. So got into that and started writing for the Democrat Union for several years. And started into wrestling. Next thing you know, started managing and met him and got him all the way from Oklahoma. So, been at it next month. Both of us will be 25 years.
Awesome.
Yeah, 25 years next month.
Yeah.
What happened with me was when I was in February '91, my dad, I'm an only child and everything, and long story short, I'm from the middle of nowhere in an oil field in Oklahoma, in North Oklahoma. The closest human beings to us were half a mile away. I had one buddy a year younger than me, and we could walk back and forth, and see, play, visit each other, whatever, jump on my trampoline, whatever we want to do. Well, in February of '91, my dad comes to me and my mom and says, when school lets out this year, do you want to go to Disney World or do you want a satellite dish now? And me and my mom thought about it for a couple of minutes, and we was like, well, we'll be in Florida for a week. Satellite dish, we can enjoy it every day.
Yeah.
So we picked the satellite dish, and they came and installed it that day. I remember it was 2 men and a woman come in the truck and everything, and they got it was the putting it together, the tune-in Mars, 8 foot wide, out, you had to have out in the yard, and you got controls to move it and all that stuff. It was one of those. And the first day we had it just happened to be Saturday.
Yeah.
And my mom's flipping through channels, and there's TBS and WCW Saturday Night, the WCW tapes out of Atlanta. And Rick and Scott Steiner were just taking apart these two guys that they were wrestling. And I was 11 years old.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. Yeah. And within a week, I had decided I'm going to do that someday.
And he did.
And I started when I was 19. It took a lot of digging. But when I was 19, I finally found New Mid-South Wrestling out of Oklahoma City and started to train there. And That was almost 25 years ago.
Yeah, it's taken him all over the country, taking him into Canada, taking him to the WWE, to the NWA. So he's gotten to.
I mean, I've spent 31 hours crammed in a van with 15 passenger van with 8 other guys. We did Dallas to Forest Hill, California, nonstop. So we didn't even stop to spend the night anywhere. 31 hours. We go through Flagstaff, and didn't think it was late. It was midnight or so, probably around midnight or so. We go through Flagstaff, having no idea, and me and the guy that was driving were the only ones awake, and we had no idea that there was not another sign of civilization until you get to Kingman, Arizona, which is on the California border.
Yeah.
Meaning that you're crossing half the state of Arizona, which is not small.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And so we still had 3/4 of a tank of gas, so we didn't think nothing of it. We just kept on trucking. And 30 miles before we get to Kingman, the low fuel light comes on, and we're in a 15-passenger gas hog Ford van, pulling the trailer with the ring and all our luggage in it behind us, added on. And the low fuel light is on. I mean, and it was. Lizards were running. There weren't even cars coming at us on the interstate out there in the middle of the night in the desert. Literally just like in the movies where tumbleweeds coming up. I mean, there was no rest stop. There was no little town. There was no gas station. There was no nothing. We just knew. And cell service, forget it.
Yeah. That was back when cell service was
it was nothing out there. It was nothing.
But
so we just knew we were going to get stranded in the desert in the middle of the night in Arizona. Like Chevy Chase, when he run off the road, says somewhere in Arizona. Yeah.
That was somewhere in Arizona,
Somehow, by the grace of God, we get to Kingman, and the first gas station lights we see, he's pulling in the gas station. Everybody but me and him, is behind us asleep. Yeah. And as we pull to the first gas pump, you literally hear of us running out of gas.
Wow. Wow.
He looks at me. I looked at him. Everybody starts, coming around and waking up behind us and whatever. I leaned over. I said, "Don't say a friggin' word, just pump gas." We never even told him what happened.
And then the next year when he went back, they made sure they filled it before they got out.
We made the same trip the next year, and when we got to Flagstaff, the promoter was actually driving. Yeah. And it was in the afternoon. It was a lot earlier. Yeah. And I got up and walked to the front of the van, and I said, "Get gas." Yeah. And he goes, he looks at he said, "Well, we don't need any yet." I said, "Don't ask any questions. Just get gas."
So definitely been traveled around. That's a heck of a story there.
Well, that was when he was wrestling down in Dallas, and with the Christian Wrestling Federation, he actually wrestled a lot of different places, a lot of different very famous people, and it was a blessing. We got together and we've been married 21 years now.
Awesome.
And it's been something. It's been a labor of love since we've been back. We wanted to bring some of the stuff that we had done all over the world and bring it home.
Right.
And that's what we wanted. We wanted something that we've worked really hard for to bring it home.
Awesome. Well, we're excited for you guys. We're looking forward to it. Saturday, doors open at 1
p.m.
Over at the over at the Armory. Bell time 2 o'clock at 6 matches. You got 2 championship matches. Looking forward to it. Me and the big fellow here will be on the call. Be tape delay. We'll put it online around probably sometime in the evening on Saturday, maybe Sunday, but should get up there on Saturday. So, guys, thank you for coming by here on Exports Live. We're looking forward to seeing you guys on Saturday.
Thank y'all for having us.
Appreciate it, you guys.
Coming up next, Dusty Clint and I will talk everything in the world of local sports here on Exports Live.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Hey everyone, this is Landon Saunders.
And this is Nate Patterson with Cloud9 Fiber.
We're excited to finally be able to offer Lawrenceburg our blazing fast, reliable, and affordable fiber internet services.
If you're looking for a more reliable and more affordable provider, we at Cloud9 Fiber have you covered.
Plans start at $50 a month, and we can offer up to a gigabit to your home or business.
We are excited to be able to offer your first month of service entirely free. We encourage you to sign up on cloud9fiber.com or by calling 931-201-9098 so we can help you make the switch today.
For the best meal from south of the border, head to Cocina Real in Puente Grande for lunch and dinner. With a wide array of mouth-watering entrees, there's something for everyone on the menu. And you can't forget the cheese dip. They'll treat you like family, and you'll never leave hungry. Make Cocina Real Mexican Restaurant and Puente Grande Mexican Restaurant your choice for authentic cuisine, located in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
I'm Mike Keith, and my friends at Elliott Johnson Insurance have a great partner in Auto Owners Insurance. Auto Owners makes it easy to get life, home, car, or business insurance. Let Elliott Johnson Insurance find the Auto Owners policy that makes a difference in your life. Call Elliott Johnson Insurance at one of their 3 locations, Florence, Loretto, and Lawrenceburg. Elliott Johnson Insurance, moving forward for our clients every day.
Welcome to Employee Resources Credit Union, where you're more than just a number, you're family. We provide financial solutions that rise above those of traditional banks. With roots stretching back to 1964, we've served 4 generations during constant industry changes. We're known for our low fees and incredible rates. Join us and experience the credit union difference. ERCU, not for profit, for service.
Professional care with a smile. That will always be a guarantee at Encompass Healthcare. Whether you're looking for primary or urgent care, x-ray services, or even weight loss treatments, our team is equipped to serve your needs. Our doors are open Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5. Make an appointment with our providers, Kendra Brown or Tori Cox, today. Encompass Healthcare, located on Highway 43 North in Etheridge, Tennessee, right next to Chapman Tire.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Welcome back here to X Sports Live. Got Clint Brazier back on. Guys, we are excited about our new sponsor, CMB Linen here, and Dusty's already trying to take off with the cup.
Well, I already told you, I'm not asking. I'm taking it. Man, if you don't like it, you got about an hour to get down here.
You got an hour to come in here and take them, Ben, and I don't know that you want to do that.
These are really nice Yeti cups, man. Thank you, CMB Linen, for hooking us up here and join as our presenting sponsor here. And guys, let's get right into it. It's been a busy few days. Let's start off with what happened at the Ralph the other night. These two were on the call. I was producing. Yeah, it was last night. And girls, close game between Lawrence County and Giles County, old rivals, but the girls there in the second half really kind of came together and put up a pretty impressive 20-point win.
I'm not going to even say second half. What, last 4 minutes?
4 minutes, max.
Last 4 minutes, I mean, I think it was the 3-point game, less than 3 minutes to go.
Yes.
Yeah. And then reeled out a 20-point win. You know, I went back to make sure. I always try to go back and make sure I didn't say anything I shouldn't have said when I interview coaches at halftime. And I don't feel like I did. and I think Wendy agreed. You know, you can as frustrating as it can be, knowing that you should probably run away from a team like that. You know, you took one on the chin at Loretta, and then you just can't get away. But how many times do we see a team struggle as bad as Lawrence County did last night and then end up losing the game? Well, they didn't. They found they righted it. Ryan Hughes had a huge night.
17 points, 11 rebounds.
She was huge. Sophie had a big night as well. And when it got time to, all right, that's enough, let's put this thing away, they did.
They did.
So, you know, there's positive to be built off of it. The only thing I don't know how good Franklin County or Tullahoma is, but they better lace their boots up, because those are the two worst road trips you can go on in back-to-back games that they've got coming up.
And the thing is, you know, the district isn't what it used to be. You've seen Murfreesboro Central, and that was a team that played in the championship a year ago.
Right.
So you got that team. You know, Tullahoma lost a lot. Franklin County's a bit improved, so you know, Marshall County's a bit improved. They got most of their players back. This is a wide open league that this team can certainly take.
And before Dusty goes, I think you saw some kids really stepping up. Aaliyah Dixon had a rough night last night early, but I think she ended up with double figures.
8. She had 8.
Okay. Well, she had 8, and they were all them, because she did get in foul trouble. She picked up 2 touchy fouls real quick. And listen, I think you had some kids kind of stepping up at the right time, hitting some big shots. And, you know, Cabry Tenen, I don't know if it was a point of emphasis for Giles County or what, but she was pretty quiet. And then next thing you know, she's got 8 or 10, you know, to finish it. So I think there's definitely, like you said, it's wide open. I think there's things to build off of, and I think it's there for the taking.
I think you're right. I'm not going to disagree at all. And what I noticed last night, too, was Laney K. King come off the bench.
Yeah.
You know, she hits that big 3. You know, it was kind of stagnant. You know, that first quarter was just kind of just – we talked about it. It was just kind of trashy back and forth, turnovers, not making shots. And then she hits that big 3, and then she gets a 2, and then she hits another 3. Next thing you know, she's got 8 points. And, you know, she rolled. But what – you know, Keely Frazier last night, we talked about that.
Well, I mean, how many kids got a second chance opportunity, or how many times did Giles County only get a one-shot opportunity because of what she did on the board and defensively?
Absolutely. You know, and I preach it, you know, it don't matter how many points you get.
No.
It don't matter at all.
Right.
But when you start putting up numbers on the defensive side, you know, crashing the board, that goes such a long way, because that means your other players are feeding off that.
Right.
And you hit it, Leah Dixon. Each week she's getting better. We're seeing that freshman. You know, her basketball IQ seems like it's getting bigger each week. She did have some touchy fouls. You know, foul shots didn't fall. You know, I'm sure Coach Scott probably worked on that today in practice, and we talked about that last night too. But you know, and I talk about Ryan Hughes. I'm a huge fan. To being a right-handed basketball player, and she finishes at the rim left-handed all night long.
And I don't know that really every field goal she had last night was not left-handed.
Yeah. I think the only ones that wasn't was foul shots. Yeah.
Well, she had like one quick jumper on the baseline.
Maybe
that Keely fed her off an offensive rebound.
But you're right. You know, I think Giles County coming to the game, they're like, okay, Cabry Tenen is not going to hit this high screen, which they run it well.
Yeah.
But I mean, they had her. Oh gosh, the Pippin girl. She was on her top of the key most of the night, or the Brown kid. But you know, great win.
Yeah.
And I do want to give a shout out to Giles County girls. Yeah. They're getting better.
That was a 10-win team that came in here. I mean, I don't think they've had 10 total wins the last 3 years.
I would say not. They got a coaching staff that looks like Tyler Smith's helping with the girls and boys. And you can see it. I mean, yeah, maybe you not see the technical side of it, where they might not look as good with their left hand, or they may not be as good finishing, but they're where they're supposed to be defensively,
absolutely,
offensively. Listen, that team's you let them keep doing what they're doing. They may sneak around and say, "Hey, this district's wide open for us too."
Absolutely, they're not just going to lay down.
Yep.
Yeah, they're a much improved team. I mean, the team that I saw when I first got here that was losing to everybody by 50, 60 points. Great job by Fred Steger and that coaching staff and what they've been able to do. It's been impressive. Well, we switch ahead to the boys' side of things, and guys, it was an 18-point game. I think I remember the 2 or 3 minute mark left in the third quarter. Giles County was playing great, hitting shots.
And Lawrence County could not throw an ocean.
They could stand on the beach and not throw an ocean.
Then it's a 14-point game going into the fourth, and then Blake Taylor hits some layups, hits some threes. Wes Brewer starts hitting some threes. Alex is crossing guys over. Next thing you know, we're at the 3 minute mark, and they're winning.
Yeah.
Listen,
I know they didn't win the game in the end, but they were winning.
Literally trying to time a 2-minute timeout in the quarter change to see if I had enough time to go out there and warm my truck up.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not kidding. That's not a joke because I was parked pretty close.
I mean, we talked about it. We went to commercial, and I know you couldn't hear us, and I'm just being honest. I mean, it was like, man, this is done. I mean, they're down 18 points. I mean, they did. And then, my goodness, but it was the whole team.
Right. Oh, yeah, it was everybody.
And I think Bryce calls that timeout perfect. They hit the three. Bryce calls a timeout. All right, let's set our defense. And but hats off to Giles Cannon. Them boys kept. I mean, they didn't get.
If it wasn't for Ja'Kai England, they wouldn't have.
He hit that big three. Right at the top of the key.
He had a couple. He hit that big three. He had a couple good layups there that kind of keep it.
It was pretty much all him the last 4 minutes
because
they didn't score the first 4.5 minutes.
No, that whole fourth quarter was. I mean, they went over half.
You know, I didn't talk to Coach Cliff, but I kind of stand on what I said last night. You can still build off that even though you lost a heartbreaker. Yeah. I went back and watched it, and of course we don't have a clock on our thing, so I couldn't tell. I don't know. But here's the deal. You got to start better. Yeah. You got to start you're at home. Yeah. You've got the crowd. You've got to start better, and I think he knows that and his team knows that. If you're Coach Nick Campbell, I did talk to him last night, and he said, we were playing as good as we possibly could, and then we decided everybody wanted to get their name in the paper. Yeah,
everyone won the.
He said we were shooting awful shots.
And you said it on air. If there was a shot clock, they would have been shooting shots with 5. If there was a 30-second shot clock, they would have shot it at 25.
Yeah, they were. They got impatient and stuff, and to Lawrence County's credit, they took that and built some momentum. And I give a big shout out, Blake Taylor. I said it last night, and I'm saying it again. That kid's earned him a spot.
Yeah. I think he did.
Whether it's starting or whether it's first man up, but no, I've called 2 games at the Ralph, and that kid showed out. It may be me.
He might want you to call everything.
And earlier in the season, those layups in the middle, he's been able to get some penetration. They haven't been falling, but
couldn't finish.
He couldn't finish. Right. He's finishing.
Oh yeah, and they're not easy.
He's trying to draw. He's trying to draw that foul.
Yeah.
And the way they were kicking the ball around, everybody's getting their hands on it.
Hey! I was worried it was Ben. I was fixing to hide my cup.
Yeah, I was fixing to hide my cup. I thought it was
Ben too.
Can we
keep these?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
There are like our little cups for showing all that stuff.
Well, let's go now.
Hayden's been calling some middle school basketball for us.
Weird that that's on a Wednesday.
Yeah, I know, right?
It is. Yeah. But anyways,
at least it's not as long as that volleyball tournament.
I think the boys are in a good place. Clean up a few things, and like you said, Clint. I mean this next 2-game stretch is just brutal.
Mm-hmm. Well,
on the travel.
And one thing I think, especially what we saw in that first half, Lawrence County needs to realize the other team can't score if we have the ball. Right. When you start moving the ball well, you start working it inside, then to open up your 3-point shot, things happen, and it just seemed like everybody just so many rush shots and just getting to the rim and throwing up shots that really didn't have a chance to go in.
And the turnovers, we're still making. I just caught them some dumb turnovers.
Listen, I think I even said it on the broadcast. I was shocked that I didn't know if we were going to get to double figures by halftime.
Yes,
as slow a start that was offensively.
That was a very slow start. And the foul shots. My goodness, those are free ones.
Well, listen, I've said that, and I've done it enough to know you can say that all you want. Yeah. And coach is like, it's not like we're not working on it.
But we got to talk. We're going to talk about it.
Yeah. I don't know one coach in the country at any level that's not working on free throws.
I Coach Craig McGill, who we had at Summertown one time. Somebody said, Coach, I think y'all need to start working on foul shots. He said, that's a damn good idea. He said, I had never thought about shooting them in practice or anything.
Let's move on to Loretto was at Mount Pleasant last night. Girls, we kind of saw that coming. To be honest, we saw that.
And coming. It was a rout.
It was what it was from the get-go. But the boys, I'm not surprised that Loretto did that offensively. I'm a little bit surprised offensively because we know how explosive Mount Pleasant can be. And I went through
when I tuned in on that and saw maybe at halftime.
Yeah.
I said, "Is all Mount Pleasant's players got COVID or something? What's going on here?"
Yeah,
I mean, Loretta absolutely blew their doors off.
Yeah, I watched every second of that game, and I'm like, man, they're out hustling them. They seem faster. They seem more springy, more athletic. I mean, it was
fundamentally
sound. Fundamentally sound. It was a route.
Yeah,
I don't look. I mean, I call Summertown. That's where my kids went. So obviously, I am a Summertowner when it comes to the rivalry between Summertown and Loretta. But Loretta boys basketball team may be the best in the state, and that's in any.
They're the only undefeated team in the state of Tennessee now.
But I'm saying they may be the best in any classification.
Not just in their class, not in their
in the whole state. They're undefeated,
and they have the best defense. They're holding their opponents to a state low 40.7 points per game. I think that's what the stat is, which is
it's like I told you guys. They're going to be able to beat teams 40-30 if they have to.
Yeah.
Because you're only getting one opportunity to score on them on a possession. You're not going to get that second chance point.
No. Yeah. I don't think they've been out rebounded once this year, even remotely close.
Yeah, I don't think it's been close.
So I'm not surprised at both sides winning. I'm just a little bit surprised at how dominant they were. But the more the season goes along, like I'm becoming less and less shocked, I should say, like, oh, they won by 70. Well, of course. They're really good.
And it's all, it's all 8 or 9 kids that they play in, against good competition. Yeah. Everybody knows their role and everybody's doing their job.
And it's impressive. They move the ball around so well. They're very unselfish. They're looking for guys. And they all crash the boards. They all play great defense.
That's it. They're so unselfish, but they're rebounding.
Not only do they only allow one shot on one end, you got to worry about how many shots they're going to get on their end.
Yeah.
And I would love to see a statistic on how many second chance points they have.
Well, you know what the crazy thing is? You would think Case and Bowie gets them all, but it's really Jackson and Grayson and all of them.
Kylan Wilkerson and Mason Tidwell crashes the boards.
It's all their whole starting five. Yeah. It's their whole starting five, and then the ones that come off the bench, they just walk right in and do the same thing.
Yeah, they're incredible to watch. It's a lot of fun to watch.
I don't know who does Loretta have this Friday?
Battle Creek.
Okay. Oh my! So that's not going to be anything in Summertown.
I got to produce that one.
Summertown does have Mount Pleasant Friday, but of course we're less than a week away from that first showdown, boys.
Well, before we get into that, let's go to Summertown. They were at Fayetteville City last night. The girls kind of back and forth early, but really kind of came on strong. And before we get into that game, our Florida Realty Player of the Week will go to Ella Busby, who had 33 points and 11 rebounds in that game. I mean, she almost single-handedly outscored Fayetteville City there, so she'll win our Player of the Week. But she was doing it all: 3-pointers, steals, rebounds. I mean, 33 points on the road. It's pretty impressive.
And this doesn't have anything to do with my kid, but it has. When I called their first game, I mean, it's night and day difference the way that Summertown girls team looked in Waynesboro at that Hall of Fame opener to right now. But the big question mark was you lost 5 seniors, and 4 of them were starting guards and ball handlers and shooters. It's hard to replace people you trust, breaking a press, running your offense. Ella Busby right now may be one of the best guards in the state of Tennessee.
Absolutely. Hands down.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing they got to clean up is turnovers, but Jeremy Jean will tell you that all day long.
Well, and the way Coach Jean and his team likes to play, they're so ruthless defensively that they can turn some ball over. So they're going to get double that back.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they're going to get the ball back.
Yeah. They're great. And then the boys, wow, even with Kurt Burleson sick, they were just.
I watched the start of that game and listened to Brian. Big shout out to Brian and Will. We had to put Will on the microphone last night. Adam's sick. He didn't go and Timmy didn't go. So Will actually got on the microphone last night.
Hats off to Will.
So we're in dire straits when Will has to. But Brian said that Fayetteville City team only had 1 win, I think, on the year. And, man, you're talking about past the test of the get off the bus. They looked – I could not believe that team only had 1. But it was all – I mean, they did what they're supposed to do against a 1-10 or a 1-11 team.
They took care of business.
And it started with – let me tell you, I'm very, very impressed with Sawyer Sherman, Cole Campbell at the front of that press. I'm telling you, they just unleash hell is what they do against teams. I mean, you think, God, I can't even get by these guys. Then you just have to throw something desperation. Then the Mabry or the other Sherman or Kurt comes and takes it and goes shoots a layup.
Right.
I mean, it's their bread right now. On top of that, they're so unselfish offensively. Yeah, Kurt's going to get his on about 12 to 14 shots and get his 20, 25. But, you know, you've also got some wild cards. You've got two Sherman brothers that could go for 40.
We seen it at Perry County for.
So, I'm impressed with Coach Westlong. I'm impressed with the job they're doing, and it's set up. It's set up to be really wild in about 6 days.
Well, let's kind of got know they got games beforehand, but let's be real. 3 of the 4 are probably already in hand. You know, the Summertown Mount Pleasant boys. You know, that could be.
Well, that's a bigger rivalry, Summertown Mount Pleasant, than it is Loretta Mount Pleasant for sure.
Just because proximity.
I mean, 15 minutes.
Right.
But they can't overlook. And Coach Long, he knows about that, right? He's not going to let them overlook to Loretta. But
on the girls' side, you've got 2 teams very similar. You know, good defensively. You know, can be streaky shooting. You know, obviously Loretta's got that X factor in Allie Weathers who can do everything, and she's really unleashing the 3-point shot this year.
She is
way more than what I remember in years past. You know, again, it's going to be a battle on the boards. It's going to be
well. I think
your guard play is going to have to be big on both sides.
I think Allie's always had the 3-point shot. I think teams are having to play them different this year. They're having to play a zone against Loretta because they're so big and have so many weapons. And I mean, Allie may be one of the best in the state at finishing at the rim.
Yeah.
I mean, and that.
Yeah.
So when teams are playing zone, well, how do you beat a zone? You move the ball and you shoot them out of it.
Right.
And to Allie's credit, she's open. She's knocking them down. I don't think Summertown's going to. They'll mix it up, but it's going to be a lot of man to man, and it's going to be a tell on that girls' side of which team is able to play their style of basketball.
Right.
Because Summertown's going to want to go. Loretta's going to want to run their sets,
slow it down,
and control it.
But they can also speed up a team too fast.
Yeah.
At the same time, and force a lot of turnovers, which is something they're really good at. And then on the boys' side, you've got 2 very talented teams, 2 teams that can score a lot of points, but at the same time, 2 teams who are very solid defensively as well.
Yeah, look, I'm interested to see what the student section's like because look, everybody knows you've got one of the best players from Summertown playing for Loretta now. It is what it is. It's set up just to be.
It's set up to be.
It's just set up to be wild, and I think everybody will behave. I think it's going to be another ball game. Look, at the end of the day, I don't think either coach should or will show their hand too much in this one.
No,
not this one. No,
I mean, I think both of them probably going to roll the ball out there and let's go because it's not going to matter until district championship. To be honest, I really don't.
And they might see each other in the region too, but that region's been so good recently in the past few years.
And here's the thing I thought about today. You know, you was talking about student section wise. First one's Summertown.
Yeah.
Loretta's going to get there at lunchtime.
Yeah, you better
to get them a seat.
But I'm going to say if I can get my stuff set up beforehand or wherever I'm at, I think
So you're producing that.
I don't know. We're still talking about it, but anyways, that's what I was planning on hopefully doing if I'm having to produce that one. So I don't know.
That's why we're up in the nest.
Yep.
Well, you'll have a hard time keeping Will Pettis out of there for that home game producing.
I thought Will was going to Gatlinburg.
He may be. I don't know.
He want to be there.
Yeah, I don't know. He might be out of town.
We still got games before then. That's coming up on Tuesday. But coming up next, guys, we'll get into NFL playoffs. We'll talk about the College Football National Championship game. And we got some hot takes about sports movies. That's next here on X Sports Live.
Flooring sets the tone throughout your home.
For flooring that makes the right first impression, start by choosing us, Floored by Justin.
A one-stop flooring destination. Our new location stands alone for unequaled customer service and selection. Owner Justin Story's mastery of custom hardwood inlays means every room can have a custom look. Discover how the right choice of hardwood, laminate, carpet, or tile can set the tone in your home. Contact Floored by Justin today.
The Summit of Lawrenceburg is the premier senior and assisted living community in the region. The Summit makes it home for you or your loved one with diverse suites that welcome and encourage community, plus gathering spaces, neighborhoods, daily activities, and a wonderful staff that supports you every day.
Hi, I'm Tara Blue. I'm the new director of the Summit, and we would like to invite you and your family to come and tour our facility. We would love to see you here.
Let me tell you about a place that has it all for your home, bedroom, kitchen, lawn, and more. It's a home-owned and home-operated business that's been around for over 70 years, so you know they're doing something right. At Swap and Shop Center in Lawrenceburg, you'll find top name brands for every room of your house, and top brands for the outside too. Looking for appliances, televisions, couches, safes, bedding, mowers, and well, the list goes on. So make the drive today to 824 North Military Avenue in Lawrenceburg and be treated right.
There's no job too big or too small for Gonzalez Lawn and Landscapes. Owner Chris Gonzalez works hard to make your commercial or residential properties one of the neighbors will envy. You won't find a lower price anywhere else, and that's a guarantee. We offer mowing, landscape removal, small construction jobs, and more. Our team is licensed and insured to ensure the best work for Lawrence County and surrounding areas. Your satisfaction is our goal. We won't leave until you're happy. Call today to set up a free quote.
Make your property rock and roll with services from GNS Excavating, specializing in white sand, compost, mulch, topsoil, landscape gravel, and steel landscape edging. Turn to the pros who know how to make your project shine with years of experience. The best part is they're locally owned and operated. Choose from a vast selection of mulch and rock from their conveniently located facility at number 3 Valley Road in Lawrenceburg, just off Buffalo Road. Phone 931-279-3841 and get started today.
Hey, this is Phil Hooper. Get the look you want for your favorite school, church, or business with apparel from HD Ink Screen Printing in Leoma, Tennessee. Got a logo you need embroidered or screen printed? Let HD Ink give you the professional look that sets the bar in today's world. We do fundraisers and custom designed apparel and so much more. Call today, 931-201-2961, or come see us at our new shop located at 26 Ingram Road in Leoma. Remember, HD Ink for the look you want and the look you deserve.
A moment in real estate with my dad, Jeff Hood.
You know, I get asked a lot about what the market's going to do. How's the real estate market? I've been selling real estate for a long time, and nobody has a crystal ball. And you know what? When it's your time to buy or your time to sell, it really doesn't matter what the market's doing. It's your time, and you have to do something maybe. What makes a difference is the agents and the experience that go to work for you. We're Keller Williams Hood Company, located here in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. We can help.
Hood Company, powered by Keller Williams, the #1 name in real estate.
There's a reason owners Tyler and Cindy McDowell chose the name In Service for their towing business. They did because it's their goal to be in service for you on the day that you need them the most. In-Service Towing is now known far and wide for their response time because minutes matter when you're broken down. Or their 24/7 availability, you can call them anytime for service. Their professional team with years of experience and their fairness, plus their know-how in dealing with the unexpected. But the thing that In-Service is known best for is how they treat their customers, and that's like family. When you need them, call them 931-843-9098.
Jack Davis Insurance, located at 201 West Gain Street in Lawrenceburg, has you covered through life's obstacles. Jack Davis specializes in group insurance for businesses and institutions of all sizes. With coverage for life, accidents, cancer, critical illness, short-term disability, dental, and vision, Jack Davis can customize a plan to meet every need. Now available Medicare plans for seniors. Contact Paige Davis at 931-492-9284 today for Medicare Supplement, Medicare Advantage, and prescription drug plan insurance. Serving Lawrence and surrounding counties since 1987, call the team at Jack Davis Insurance today at 931-242-5225.
Are you looking for the perfect refrigerator? What about a new stove or washer or dryer? It only makes sense to shop at the one place that specializes in appliances, top to bottom, big or small. And that's Kelly Appliance in Lawrenceburg. Kelly Appliance is home to all major name brands, including LG. LG makes life good with a full selection of refrigerators, cooking appliances, dishwashers, microwaves, and more, including appliances made right here in Tennessee. Family owned and family operated. Stop by Kelly Appliance on Jerry Street in Lawrenceburg today.
At Lawrenceburg Federal Bank, we're proud to be locally owned and operated because we're not just a bank, we're family. When you call, you'll be greeted by a friendly representative who's ready to discuss your banking needs, as well as offer our competitive rates on CDs and money market accounts. Our loan decisions are made in-house and never sold to a secondary market because our commitment is simple. You matter to us. At Lawrenceburg Federal, we offer all the conveniences of larger banks with a personal touch. Join us at Lawrenceburg Federal Bank, where community, trust, and service come together.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Oh, I can't repeat what Dusty just said.
Sure you can.
Oh my gosh. Oh, the visual. Oh,
Yeah.
the
Give me
visual.
mushroom with ears.
Not that tall.
It's all in someone we all know and hate with a passion. Anyways, let's move on to what do you want to pro or call it? I'm off.
I think we'll start with the Irish.
Start with the Irish. You're
How about
Irish.
that, Dusty?
You're Irish.
You're Irish.
My Irish. I'm telling you. He likes them too. He likes them too.
Well, I mean, I'm going to be rooting for them, but they're fixing to get murdered by Ohio State.
It would make me feel better if Ohio State wins.
Have you seen the line? It's 8.5.
It's 8.5.
I'm taking that number.
number because I think it's way too much.
Yeah, I
I'm
agree
telling you right now.
That's enough.
That team's ready to play. Marcus Freeman is coach of the year. He's going to have them boys ready. Ryan Day's fixing to lose the big one.
The big one.
The big
He's
big
been there
one.
before. But
He's been there, but he's fixing to lose the big one.
Well, listen, I get what you're saying, but however good you think Notre Dame's playing and ready to play, Ohio State's even better. I mean, they are steamrolling people.
Yes.
I mean, they haven't had a close game in these playoffs,
Well, Notre
which
Dame
could be a
hadn't
bad
either.
thing. Yeah, they have. Notre Dame Penn State was pretty close, wasn't it?
It
Not
was
until the second
two scores.
half, yeah. They pulled away there in the
Well,
second half.
I tell you what, I'll bet you that $20 you still owe me. That I got the Buckeyes, even though I hate to say that.
It'll make us feel better,
Makes
you
me
know.
wanna go home and shower.
It just makes you feel nasty.
So do you
Have to
think,
brush your teeth just saying it.
Dusty, you think Notre Dame's defense can stop how red hot Ohio State is right now? Because they are just there.
Well, the thing is, I think, in all honesty, if you go back to the last Ohio State game and listen, they dominated.
Yeah.
But they took Smith out of the equation.
Mm-hmm. Right. And
I
that,
think
kind of shut down that offense.
It
too.
did. I think Notre Dame's secondary is good enough they won't have to triple coverage him.
Well, look, my whole philosophy and take on it is I think Texas probably had the best defense in the country.
Right.
Ohio State scored a lot of points on Texas. Okay? And I mean, look, I don't think Notre Dame's defense is anywhere close to as good as Texas or Ohio State's. And I think when it comes down to it, Ohio State's going to be able to score on Notre Dame's defense a whole lot better than Notre Dame's going to be able to score on Ohio State's defense.
It may be right.
Yeah, I'm picking Ohio State to win, but I think Notre Dame covers that 8.5.
I bet you that 22.
You want that?
Bet you 10 or more.
We all getting together to watch this?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Was it
Monday
20?
night. It's Monday night.
Monday night, yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully you don't smoke out my dad this time when you're back.
No, we're not going to be no. There ain't going to be no outdoor watching this time.
Wait, nope,
It's
I won't
past
be
that
there.
time
I
of
got
year.
Kaufman girls.
Well, I hate that.
Yeah. They're actually pretty fun
We'll
to
send you a
watch.
picture.
Yeah, they're 19-0. They beat Whitthorne
I'm gonna have
7.
Raw on one screen. And
Yeah, that's how it'll be.
Yeah, we'll do Raw and
I like
the
that.
game, and have some kind of food.
Yeah.
We'll send you a picture of the spread.
I
We know you
appreciate
don't
it.
eat much of it, but we'll send you a picture.
Just make sure your mom brings us something.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure your
gotcha.
mom brings some cookies.
Yeah. I'll make sure it's not Walmart cookies.
NFL wise, we had some good games. We had some absolute stinkers, but
Dude, I
some
think
like
I think
really
it was
good ones too.
Well, the ones you talk about,
Minnesota, I could not believe.
I can't get over that.
they laid an egg.
Yeah.
That makes you question Sam Darnold.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as I saw that score, because I didn't watch it, I saw that score and then saw the highlights. I thought, man, I said I'd like to have him at Tennessee next year.
Yeah.
And I still would over what we got.
They would take him.
100%. But here's the thing about that game for him, and maybe I'm wrong, but man, he was running for his life.
Yes, he was the entire game.
I mean, he got sacked 6 times, and those sacks were not him just couldn't get rid of. I mean, he didn't have time to do nothing.
Yeah. Right.
And, you know, props to McVay. You know, we start talking about these young coaches in the league like Shanahan or Adam and, you know, what's his name at Philly? Sirianni. You get talking about these guys. Look at his record.
Yeah.
Look at what he's done.
It's pretty good.
McVay, he's legit.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I understand he's got Matthew Stafford. Now, I'm not telling you, I mean, Matthew Stafford still can sling him. He's still a gunslinger.
Was he 38 years old?
He's 38 years old, and he can still play the position very well. But what I like to see out of the Rams is, you know, 2 years ago, all we heard was Cooper Kupp. Well, that dude's irrelevant now.
Yeah.
Puka Nacua.
You got Jefferson,
Yeah.
and you got the what's that other guy? The other guy's name? He's their number 2 receiver. But anyways, like, they're dangerous.
Right. Well, I was also shocked by the Texans beating the Chargers. I took the Chargers in that game, and not just that they beat them, but how they beat them.
That's legit. I knew we was going to talk about that. So, we talk about Herbert, but like really, he's laid an egg in every playoff game he's played.
Yeah, and he's thrown. How can you go from I've only thrown 3 interceptions all season? He threw what 4
that
game?
night,
and they were dirty, man. They're just awful.
And that's not like you're going up against the '85 Bears,
right?
No,
that's a mediocre defense you're
exactly.
playing against.
Right, but on the Texans side, on their offense, Nico Collins and C.J. Stroud, them two on the same page.
Mixon, I mean, he had a great game.
Yes, but I'm talking about just, you know, quarterback receiver wise. Them two's clicking. They are clicking, and they've hit their stride. They've been good all year, but they've hit their stride here late when it counts.
How about we'll go ahead.
They haven't had to worry about Stephon Diggs, but that's a whole other story.
Right.
Well, how about the choke of the weekend was Baker Mayfield,
dude.
Ooh.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I didn't
see that
Bay.
one coming.
No.
Either.
No, Mike Evans still had his game.
Yeah.
But Baker Mayfield turns the ball over right there at the end of the game, and then of course they
You
go.
kind of knew it was over with.
Yeah, it was over at that point. But on the other hand, props to Jaden Daniels.
I know.
Best 7th round fantasy pick I've ever took.
I mean, this kid is a true rookie out there, just putting it on his shoulders and saying, "All right, boys, let's go win a football game."
Yep. Right.
Hats off to him now. They running into a juggernaut. It's coming when you know.
What was it? The first time since 2006 they won a playoff game, something like
They
that.
got Detroit. Yeah, they got Detroit.
Well, Houston's got the Chiefs. I
Gotta
think
go
those
to
are
Detroit.
They have to go to Detroit.
I think those are kind of we know what's about to happen.
So do you think, like, just a question, do the Texans have a chance against Kansas City?
Detroit's the one overall.
They're the one.
NFC, right?
Yeah.
And the Chiefs are the one that's the overall. of the AFC.
Do you think Texas got a chance at all?
Well, I mean that offense is so hit and miss. They look so bad for the first.
Where does Houston go?
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
First 27 minutes of the half.
You gonna bet that 20?
And then
I didn't say nothing.
I keep throwing it out there. Listen, I'm going to take the Chiefs until they lose me money.
Yeah. I'm almost with you.
You've got a great team, you've got a great coach, and you got all the referees in your pocket. How could you not like the Chiefs?
Yeah.
The NFL is not letting the Chiefs get put out in their first playoff game.
Yeah.
Did y'all see
not
the
by
report?
Houston.
Did y'all see the report about talking about that? About the Bills? Some guy, I'll get the name from my buddy, but some guy has taken his time. He's some kind of reporter, and he's broke down every Buffalo game and the calls that Josh Allen has gotten. It's worse than Patrick Mahomes, and I hate to say that.
which that doesn't bode well for Lamar Jackson and company when they got
Dude, what a
to
game!
Buffalo.
If that was just a legit football game and they keep the officials out of it, that's going to be a game.
Yeah,
that's the one I'm most interested to see because I am rooting for Baltimore.
Yes,
I want Derrick Henry to get there. And if you go to Buffalo and it's as cold as it's probably going to be, I think you've got a quarterback and a running back that you've got to control the clock and you've got to run the football and keep Josh Allen off the field.
Right, and they're good enough to do that.
Well, absolutely. And then you got Rams, Eagles. Jalen Hurts didn't look great.
Boy, that game was terrible to watch. I had to turn it off. I mean, it was awful. And that's what makes me think about the Rams.
Yeah.
I mean,
Stafford played, Go
if
ahead.
Stafford has the game that he had.
And Philadelphia's just, even the last 3 years, they're just that team that can look hotter than a $2 pistol, and then anybody can beat them.
Yeah.
So you just never, you can't bet on the
No,
Eagles.
you can't bet on it. I mean, they scored 10 points.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, the Packers weren't so injured. And I mean, they lost like every receiver.
Yeah.
Like they were putting in like backup tackles to play guard.
Yeah,
It's not a good situation. And it was still a close game throughout the majority.
I tell you, the disappointment for me, and I'm glad Baltimore won, but how flat Pittsburgh played. They looked horrible out there.
It's Mike Tomlin.
Well,
just doesn't have to get in the
Playoff Tomlin.
Get another contract.
9-8, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, well, we totally forgot what I predicted, and I got my wish, even though we are tit in the portal. And boy, we got to get something together at the University of Tennessee, Hayden. But
We did get Mike Matthews.
Mike Keith.
Hey, Tim Banks is still the DC.
That's right.
Yep. We got Keith, baby.
I've been saying it. Bob Kesslin's retiring. Be a great time to go steal Mike Keith.
Boy,
He got him, baby.
He got out the right
I don't
time.
know that they stole him. I think he said deuces.
Yeah, I get out of there.
And he's from, he
went to school there.
Yeah, but it's going to be like what it was at my house. We're going to turn the TV sound off. We're going to turn John Ward up, or we're going to do it now with Mike Keith.
Yep.
You might be able to delay, but I don't care.
Don't care.
I don't care.
And listen, I texted my buddy. He texted me when it happened, and he said, we got Mike Keith. Yeah. And listen, that's great. Yeah. And I told him, I said, well, that makes me want to be a fan.
Yeah.
I mean, because really, I mean, Mike Keith, I mean, that's an awesome voice to have. And, of course, I'm still pissed off with Stewart, and we don't have Eli Gold anymore.
Yeah. Well, most of it's because of Eli's health.
Well, sure, I know. Man, and he's getting older, too, and I knew it was about time for him to retire. But
it looks like Vrabel going to be the next coach at New England.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, it is. It's official.
Yeah,
it's a done deal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Poor Gerard Mayo. He was set up to fail there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was completely set up to fail.
Yeah.
Completely set
I
up.
think they basically just did that because he's been loyal to the organization. They just want to give him a
I think
chance.
Belichick told him, give it to him for a year and then go get who you
Yeah,
want.
go get who you
if he
want
does
to.
good, go ahead.
Right.
Of course, Joe Milton screwing things up again for
Joe
Tennessee.
Milton got
Yep.
fired. He's still screwing things up.
Joe Milton got him fired.
Helping Tennessee,
Yeah,
though.
he did help Tennessee this time.
He was Tennessee's best player.
Yep. And he didn't even play for him.
I bet he had a Titans undershirt on.
Probably.
Well, let's get into our big topic, which is sports movies hot takes. I've got a few. What do you guys got?
Well, I'm going to need somebody to go to see if I'm on the right track.
Well, that's a good way to start it off.
Great way to start it.
I mean, I got something in the chamber here, but I don't know if it's necessarily even what you're talking about. So somebody else go.
Hey, you go.
I'll go first. I've got a feud.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Okay. All right. This is
I'm not trying to look like an idiot around here.
the Creed series, Creed 3, in my opinion. They still got time, but Creed 3 was the worst out of 3, and there's only one reason, because Rocky wasn't in the film.
Okay, well, if that's the case, that was one of my hot takes.
That was-
Creed 3 was awful.
Yeah, it was terrible, and I think
And the
that was
first
the
two
main
were
reason.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
The
I don't
first
know.
one was hands down the best.
And I don't, and what did it have to come down to? Like Irwin Winkler wouldn't give the producing rights or something to
Rocky,
Stallone or something, and so he just refused to be in it.
Yeah.
Should have got that worked out.
No, he refused to help at all.
Yeah.
Like, he just basically walked away.
Yeah.
Second one is, I got this one for you. The new Space Jam featuring LeBum ruined the whole franchise in my opinion.
100% it did.
Ruined
That's
it.
not a hot
Well,
take.
I can't say that because I refuse to watch it.
Yep.
I watched it.
I've watched it. I took my son to watch it at the movies. That was one of mine right there. You took it from me. I like it, though.
The Rookie is the best baseball film.
No, it's not.
No.
Go ahead. I respect
I
your
really
opinion,
like it.
but you're wrong.
Yeah, I respect it.
And then me and AJ, we really love this movie. I don't know if y'all seen it. Draft Day, in my opinion, is the greatest football film because it really shows the in and out of the inside of the organization. Because I love that movie. I love the business side of it. I love draft rooms and everything about that. And I think it just gives a great.
You're saying the greatest football movie of all time
when it comes to learning the ins and out of the National Football League, of like business and organizations.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it's the best football movie.
Yeah.
but it's a great sports movie.
Information wise,
like Any Given Sunday was sort of that way, but
Kinda.
it showed more in-game action where Draft Day didn't show anything.
Yeah.
I still love the line. Take that draft pick, you pancake-eating mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he got
Say it with
hot
me.
there,
Yeah.
but that's another hot take that could have blown up so bad because realistically, that's not working like that worked.
Yeah.
not at all.
You're not getting that.
Yeah. Not at
Number
all.
one, because it is
He's
the
fired if that's real life.
Right, absolutely.
It is the Cleveland Browns. Which is, you know,
Right.
It's something they would do, but there's no way he didn't get fired if that's realistic.
What you
Well,
got?
one of mine, you've hit on the Space Jam one. That was my big one. But we've had to wait so many years for Days of Thunder 2.
Yeah. Oh,
That's a good one.
It's in the making.
I love it.
But we've had to wait so long for Days of Thunder. I love that movie.
Yeah.
Great movie. Great story. And I like where Remembered Titans take us. You know, we've had all these football movies that are supposedly based on true stories. Rudy being the one that I say is terrible, but they hit it with, and it may be a hot take, but they knocked it out of the park with Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
When you start talking about just history and live events back in that time
Yeah, I think
frame.
the only thing with Remember the Titans, that last game was not even close,
No,
though,
it
right?
wasn't.
Like
No.
they literally blew out everybody.
wasn't close, and that coach wasn't exactly who he was made out to be in the movie.
Right.
Gotcha.
Like he was fired, and there was all kinds of lawsuits,
Right.
and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And the last one, Major League should have stopped at number 2.
100%.
Yeah, I
agree.
saw that Back to the Minors.
It's
Oh, my
terrible.
gosh, it's
Oh, it's
awful.
awful.
But you can't, when you talk about baseball movies, Major League One is,
Oh, it's
I think it's the
Top tier.
juggernaut.
pinnacle. It's the pinnacle.
Yeah.
Well, Bull Durham's probably my.
That's a great one.
Yeah, it's great.
But my biggest hot take that, you go back. Every time it comes on, I'm going to watch it because I love it. I love golf. But Tin Cup, there's no way the very first shot that he hit, when he hit the 12 in a row at the end, there's no way you can hit a 3-wood over 200 yards into a green and it suck off the green.
Exactly.
That is not realistic. That does not happen.
You don't have any backspin.
There's no way
It's a
that
rocket.
happens. and that in itself makes it unrealistic, and I call bullcrap on it. Because it's a great
not my
movie
hot
until
take.
that. Yeah, he took a 12, and that made it because everybody's going to remember that. No, he actually should have won because he had an eagle putt, and your bad riding. Hey, just make it where he didn't make it there.
Yeah. Knock it in the water.
Don't show me his 3-wood hit him backed up 25 feet.
And he knocked it stiff when it started rolling back.
So that's probably my biggest sports take, that just pisses me off when I watch it. Like, that's not realistic. And Major League's one of them. A League of Their Own's one of them.
That's a really good
So
one.
many baseball movies that, look, I think it's gotten better, sports movies nowadays, but I can't remember what was the last good baseball movie we actually had, new. But how many times do you see a swing, a hit, and a pulse pops straight up, and next thing you know, it says, "Ooh, it's a liner in right center field," and it's going, the next camera angle.
Yeah.
And no, that's not what happened. Or somebody will hit a weak ground ball, and then next thing you know, it's slamming against the fence.
Yeah.
You're like, no,
No, that didn't happen.
So that's my whole big thing. It just takes me out of baseball movies when I watch that. I think The Natural's probably the best at it. But that's mostly because they just showed home runs.
Yeah, they just showed.
That's easier to film.
And
And sports tape. Robert Redford has the best baseball swing of any actor.
He died. I'm not
That's
going
the
to
best
disagree
baseball
with that.
swing of any
the only
actor.
other baseball movie I think that it's probably number 2 for me, beside Major League, is Field of Dreams.
Okay. That's a good
Because they're not playing, so we're not seeing those. Just when the older guys are coming back to play at the farm.
Well, I'll start off my first take just to stay on the baseball theme. I think a top 5 all-time baseball movie, because I think you could literally do it today, because baseball's the one sport you can do it. Little Big League. You guys remember Little Big League?
The manager?
That literally per capita has the most current, or guys who were current at the time, big leaguers in it at the same time. If you go back and watch it, which I found some clips today, like the baseball action in that movie is unreal. It's really, really good. Plus, I think it's semi-realistic that you could put a smart 12-year-old and manage a baseball team. You couldn't do it in football. You can't do it in basketball.
Take the business out and make it fun.
Yeah, you just have a kid that all he's got to do is set a lineup and call something every now and again. You know, and let's face it, all 12, we remember we were 12, we think we could set a lineup and be a good coach. Honestly, baseball could be the one sport you might be able to do that with, especially at the professional level. I'm not saying that they should, or even that it's remotely possible, but I just, every time I watch a Little Big League, I fall more and more in love with that movie. For those who don't know, a 12-year-old who's his grandpa, right, was the owner of the Minnesota.
He inherited.
His grandpa was the owner of the Minnesota Twins. He put it in his will that he would get the Twins. Well, he was 12 when he died, so he eventually takes over as the owner. Then he makes himself the manager. And remember the end scene where it's Randy Johnson.
Yes.
And Ken Griffey Jr. hits one over the old Baggy at the old Metrodome. They actually shot scenes in the old Metrodome with fans before a Twins game. That the more I've read up on this movie, the more I love it.
Right.
It's a very underrated baseball movie. Here's a football movie hot take. Coach Kilmer from...
That was another one of mine.
Friday Night Lights.
Let's see if mine and yours are the same, though.
Coach Kilmer from Varsity Blues and Coach Gaines from Friday Night Lights are just the same people with different results. Because think about it. Coach Gaines is probably the worst coach in the history of a football movie. Number one, who lets a dad come out of the stands and beat the living daylights out of his kid in front of all the TV cameras there on the first day?
Well, and you can only say, you got to believe. You got to believe so many times. I need some strategy, coach.
Yeah.
I didn't know how we're going to
Who puts in the guy?
What's the game plan?
Like, he never checked up on Booby Miles.
Yeah.
Never checked up on him at all. And then Booby just shows up, I'm good to go. And not only on top of that, knows he has a torn ACL and runs a toss?
Yeah.
Who runs a toss in the flat with the guy with the torn ACL? Coach Gaines does.
Yeah.
That guy does. Because remember in Varsity Blues when they're like, shoot him up to send him back out there. Coach Gaines let it happen. At least the kid stopped Coach Kilmer from letting it
absolutely.
happen. And then on top of that, okay, here we go. Championship game. Even though it didn't happen, Friday Night Lights, in the book, they lost in the semifinals in a close game to that same Dallas Carter team. I've been on one about Friday night. I've listened to a podcast about it on the rewatchables. I've been on it. So, here we are. It's fourth and goal from the 18. And they run a trap with the fullback. And, this guy with a separated shoulder, is going to like power through 18 Division I stars and future NFL.
4 people on his back.
Yeah, future NFLers, and who runs a fullback trap on 4th and goal from the 18?
That's a terrible coach.
It's awful.
Well, my hot take that I forgot about Varsity Blues, Bud Kilmer. I grew up, me and Dusty and you, and we grew up, Hayden, I'm sure you played sports as well, but even back in the 80s and 90s when I grew up, let me tell you something. If a coach chokes out a player in the locker room, there's going to be other coaches that take him off of him, and they're going to stay there with you and support you.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen in real life. Like every coach does. Like that whole when they came out of the locker room,
and there were no coaches
anywhere.
There's none.
And I just, every time I watch that, I kind of watch it. When we were in high school and it came out, you have all those sayings, a 10, everything that comes with it. But
puking rally.
But when you get older and you watch it, you think, that's bullcrap. That's child abuse. Like that wouldn't have happened. You can't do that. He'd be in jail. He wouldn't be packing his stuff.
That or you got home and said, Dad, Coach choked me out of practice today. Well, then your dad's.
That's how Bob Knight got fired in Indiana.
Yeah.
Well, part of how he got fired in Indiana because they found film of him choking a kid. So now my ultimate, I think the most underrated and the best coach in sports movie history, you guys are not ready for this. Patches O'Houlihan in dodgeball.
Yes.
Think about it. Think about it.
You can dodge a wrench. You can dodge a ball.
Think about it. This guy comes out of nowhere, out of a wheelchair. They didn't even ask him. He just shows up. He knows they have a volleyball team because he saw them get beat by a bunch of Girl Scouts. Well, actually, failed sample beaver tranquilizer. Bernice. Such a quote.
Big old mustache.
Yeah. And think about it. He takes this ragtag group of people who are awful, teaches them all these great fundamentals, and they go win the championship. The greatest coach in sports movie history is Patches O'Houlihan. It's only a shame that he got killed by 2 tons of irony
at the casino.
What
was it? What did he say to you couldn't hit water if you fell out of a boat? That was the greatest line.
I mean, think about it. It was coaching tactics a little brutal. Dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. If you can dodge traffic, you can dodge a ball. But, if anyone's going to get the best out of anybody at any point in time, it's Patches O'Houlihan.
That's right.
Yeah, good take.
Good take. Good.
All right. Well, coming up next will be our final segment. These guys have got some rants. That is coming up next here on Exports Live.
Lawrenceburg Flooring and More is your premier source for hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl tile, sheet vinyl, residential and commercial carpet, carpet tiles, ceramic and porcelain tile, waterproof floating floor, plus blinds and shutters. Lawrenceburg Flooring and More is also home to all name brands and can tackle projects big and small. Installation, you're covered with installers who've got years of experience and stand behind their work. Let Lawrenceburg Flooring and More make your design dreams a reality. 2760 Highway 43 North, or visit LawrenceburgFlooringandMore.com.
LUS is committed to our customers, from providing and maintaining energy-efficient utility services to friendly, helpful customer service. LUS is there. At LUS, we're always challenging everything we know, every day. We strive to improve efficiency and reliability while focusing on our responsibility to our customers and the community. It's our promise to provide dependable service to our customers every time. Because we don't just work in Lawrence County, we live here too.
Make your lawn a legacy. At Legacy Lawn and Landscapes, we put more than 16 years of experience into your goals. We won't meet your expectations, we'll exceed them. We offer consultation, installation, maintenance, hardscapes, construction, and land clearing services. Owner John and Jamie Brewer with their team are dedicated to providing the highest quality landscape services to commercial and residential clients in Middle Tennessee. Service, teamwork, results. That's how you leave a legacy.
Are you looking for a non-factory job environment? Livingstone Freight Solutions is a 3PL company that began managing warehouses in Tennessee, Alabama, and Mississippi. With our multiple shifts and experienced management team, our goal is to give you as an employee a safe family work environment and competitive wages. We offer a wide variety of employment opportunities from forklift drivers to management level positions. We also strive to offer a competitive benefit package and PTO options. For more information or to apply, visit us at livingstonefs.com or give us a call at 931-269-3255.
Why should you bank with Employee Resources Credit Union? We offer a wealth of services, including mobile banking, video banking, bill pay, and more. We also offer loan rates that are lower than those of our competitors. Employee Resources Credit Union has been a financial pillar since 1964, providing long-time support to members of the community. Join us and become part of the ERCU commitment, not for profit, for service.
Being raised in Tennessee, we believe in the importance of family and community. Creating a positive experience at our family-owned and operated business is one of the ways we share that belief.
Being in an accident can be extremely stressful. When it came time for my repairs, Mashburn's made it easy.
I am lucky to have a wonderful company in my community like Mashburn's Collision Center. It's reassuring to know that I'm in good hands because their work is second to none.
We pride ourselves that the Mashburn name is one of the most trusted in Lawrence County since 1981. Mashburn's Collision Center. Let our family take care of yours.
Shop McMaster's Home Gallery for furniture, appliances, and more. And shop quality, shop convenience, shop service, shop local. a family-owned business with a long history of serving the region. We're a one-stop home furnishings destination. We feature brands you know, competitively priced, backed by professional installation and service. You can trust that we'll take good care of you before and after the sale. For your home, shop smart. Shop McMaster's Home Gallery today.
Old School Rentals in Loretto, Tennessee is your headquarters for all your rental equipment needs. Are you in need of a trailer? How about a saw, tools, loaders, or even generator? Now meeting all your propane needs as well. You can find everything you need to complete your project and much more down at Old School Rentals in Loretto. Go by and let owner Ryan Smith help you today. That's Old School Rentals on North Main Street in Loretto, Tennessee. Got primary care? Find your way to better health with primary care by One Stop Medical. With decades of combined experience, you'll find a one-on-one relationship just like the old days, but with the convenience and technology of today. When One Stop Medical does primary care, it's the best. Call today for an appointment and find your way to healthy living. Serving Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Hohenwald. Phone 931-244-8220. Primary care by One Stop Medical at its best.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Back here on X Sports Live, time for our final segment of the show. Time to get something off our chest. Dusty, what do you got?
Well, I do got one tonight. I hadn't had one in a couple weeks, and I got one.
All right.
We have a new restaurant in town, and my wife and my son and myself went there Monday evening to have dinner. Hadn't been there yet. Going for our first time, and they met me there, so they'd been there a little while, and I walk in, and there's literally 3 tables with people sitting at them. My wife and son made the 4th table, and Mitch Webb, I'm gonna call him by name, calls me over to his table and said, "Hey, buddy, take these 4 slices of pizza. We're not gonna eat them." So I did. Go over and sit down at the table. My wife, she's like, "I can't believe you took a pizza." I said, "Hey,
free's free, man.
Free's free." So, but anyways, I sat there about 5 or 10 minutes, and my wife and son had their drinks, and I was like, "Well, where's our waitress or waiter at? Look, I'm thirsty. I'd ate one of those slices of pizza." And she's like, "We don't have one." I was like, "Well, what do you mean we don't have one?" She's like, "Well, the manager guy come by and asked me what we wanted to drink." Okay. Fast forward about 20 minutes, easily 20 minutes. We still haven't waited on.
Still ain't getting. You still don't have a drink.
I still don't even have a drink. No order's been placed. I got this pizza that Mitch gave me, and he did bring out a bowl of salsa and chips when he brought the drinks out. How do you open a new restaurant that's 1,000% not busy? We're talking 4 tables. And it ain't like we're spread out. They can put us all on top of each other in the bar area. And you can't get waited on.
It's tough.
So my thing is like, we try to support our local people, you know, but it's things like that. I'll never go back in this restaurant again. Sorry. And I'm not going to say their name because when I said new restaurant, everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Well, listen, I mean, it's kind of like me and you were talking. You can open up a new place. We could all open up a new business. And the food may not be the best to start. You're still trying to figure some things out. But
sure.
You got to go at least see if you can help them.
Yeah.
That's the first step.
The first step is,
you know.
Can I help you?
Can I at least get you something to drink?
Yeah.
Or come on.
You got to at least try.
Yeah. Right. But no communication whatsoever.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just take it as a fail. You know, here we are. People are always talking about support your local businesses, like you said. But my God, you got to take care of your customers. So I'm going to go and tell you, this place won't be open long.
Yeah, hopefully they'll get enough hear some stories like yours. Maybe you'll help them.
And yeah, maybe so. I doubt that they're listening to me, but maybe so, and maybe they'll change the way they do things.
Well, I like your chances of that place turning it around more than I do my stinking rant.
You ready, or you want me?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
This is the bad part of the rant.
Okay.
Listen, I am very, disclaimer out here, I am very, very proud, and I'm very supportive of all our linemen. Everybody that works at Lawrenceburg Utility System, they do an excellent job. I mean, they're out there doing jobs that I don't even want to go check the mail in, and they're out there working in it in these conditions.
Yes,
This is no
100%.
way a shot, and I'm very grateful to be and have electricity. I'm very grateful for what you all do. But I do have a little gripe, boys. Everybody knows I sold my barbershop, opened up a new one. Well, I did change the name to honor my grandfather, my late grandfather, my uncle. So it basically opened up a new business, right?
Yeah.
So I go to the utility system, and nothing had to be, no meter had to be installed, no electricity had to be come out there and turned on, nothing, no gas had to be ran, nothing like that. It was as simple as taking my uncle's name off the bill and putting mine on it, and me taking it over. $800.
Yikes.
Now, Lawrenceburg Utilities, you got to do better than that. I mean, that's a small business now. I mean, I'm not just feeling sorry for myself, even though I am. But
that's a house payment.
But man, I mean, so just something as simple as just putting my name on and taking another one off. That is a big fee right there. And so listen, I just about threw up out there at the counter when she said that. And it was like a lottery. I had my debit card, was like, oh, please be enough on here. Please be enough on here. I was like, everybody in line behind me, I was like, this thing's going to decline. And thank God it went through. But, hey, listen, it was a little traumatic. I'll be honest with you. So listen, if you are having that done, you might want to go and ask. And I do have some fine folks that are talking to me, going to get back with you tomorrow. So, but let me just say, if it sticks, I got a problem. Okay. Now, second,
let's go.
On a brighter side, get Hayden to shine in here.
Not getting my power shut off.
Yeah. Gretchen, I hope you're not sitting in the dark right now.
There goes the heat. There goes the TV.
But if Hayden could zoom in on that right there, I made a post today, and it pretty much says, sometimes God gives you gifts that you didn't know you needed. And I got a new niece today from adoption. My brother and his wife have had her for 2 years through the foster system, and finally got everything settled and done today and adopt. So Amelia, your Uncle Clint loves you. Welcome to being a Brazier. We love you.
That's good stuff.
Right, she's my little buddy now, guys.
All right, Hayden, you got anything?
I ain't got one. I thought I was, but they cleaned up their act. So
was it about the utility system?
No, actually it was. Yep, they got it together, but no, I ain't got a rant.
I don't have a rant tonight. I've had some realizations over the last couple of weeks that, I'm done getting angry at things I can't control anymore. There's just certain things and certain people you can't control, and it's one thing I have come to a realization here over the last 3 weeks, that it's unfortunate that when you want change and you're trying to enact change in certain things, that the people who want change are always the ones who don't have the power to make it, and the ones who are empowered to make the change don't want to make it. So that's why I don't know. Maybe I just feel freer, just not even worrying about it anymore, just going about my day a little bit better. That, at the end of the day, when it comes to yourself personally, you control what you control. Don't worry about the rest, and it's amazing how much happier you'll be at the end of the day.
That's right.
Amen.
There we go.
So that's my rant, my life lesson. Also, Patches O'Houlihan, the greatest coach in sports movie history.
Dodge a duck, dip, dive, and dodge. Telling you, word for word.
That's unbelievable.
Nobody makes
out of all the movies that we could quote,
it's so
I couldn't tell you one line from
Well, listen,
nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Nobody.
Well, look, I quote it literally every time I play golf from Tin Cup. You know, and they said, "Good God," said, "out of all the numbers you could have shot, how in the world did you manage to shoot an 84?" I missed a 12-footer on 18th. 83. I say that all the time.
It's like we said off air. It's amazing how much we quote. Like Dodgeball's a really quotable movie. Like I know you. You know that I know you. And I know that you know that I know you. Isn't that convenient for you and the clock? So many.
Oh, man, that's
by
a good
the way,
one.
Lance Armstrong, low key, really good sports cameo, even though he's a dog crap of a person.
So Jason Bateman's underrated.
Oh
in that.
my gosh,
he's hilarious.
Jason,
He's a stoner broadcaster. He reminds me of you, Hayden, when you do play-by-play and stuff.
Yeah, I know. Wow.
I'm just kidding.
Wow, that was a shot.
Just a look.
Yeah. Man, that one hurt.
Man, he kicked him around the gut.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, well, that was
That was just a joke.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm going.
The only reason I said that because you're the only young one in the bunch.
Oh, okay, all right.
The Crash ain't here, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crash reminds me of the kid that gets hit in the face all the time. That's who Crash
Remember that kid in the dodgeball movie? The video, he got popped in the mouth. He
Johnny loves Chachi.
That's Crash.
Patches O'Houlihan, he says, always pick the stronger, taller, and bigger kids on your team. That way you can pick on the chumps.
All right, well, that'll do it for Exports Live. For Dusty, Clint, Hayden, and AJ, we'll see you guys next week. And thank you to our presenting sponsor now in CMB Linen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.